Welcome back to Jaze Oracle. I'm your host, Jaze Oracle. Let's get started. What is the astrological weather for Scorpio for the fourth week of November 2024? During the fourth week of November 2024, Scorpio is likely to experience a mix of personal and professional challenges and opportunities. On the personal front, this period is favorable for strengthening relationships as Venus encourages deeper emotional expression. Scorpios in relationships may enjoy a renewed sense of passion, while singles could find themselves more open to meaningful connections. In terms of career, the planetary influence of Saturn may introduce some challenges, such as work pressure and delays, but it also offers lessons in resilience and strategic thinking. Scorpios should avoid hasty decisions regarding business ventures or financial investments, as patience will yield better outcomes. Fortunately, Jupiter's favorable position suggests smoother financial flow, with potential gains from speculative activities and partnerships if managed wisely. Health-wise, the energies are generally positive with no major disruptions expected. This week offers a good opportunity for self-care routines, helping you maintain a high level of energy and focus. For optimal results, Scorpios should remain mindful of maintaining balance and focus on long-term goals, as the cosmic environment will reward strategic planning and emotional honesty during this phase. Okay, Scorpio, this is your 7-day reading for the fourth week of November. So take a good look at that. And hold on one second. So for the first day, you got the Page of Pentacles, which his attitude suggests that he desires money or wants to achieve the means to gain it, perhaps through education, sometimes called the card of the student or scholar. The Page of Pentacles shows one who is so intent on his lessons that he misses everything else going on around him. In some contemporary decks, the page is pictured as a girl or androgynous figure. The Page of Pentacles indicates good news regarding the acquisition of money or material goods. His appearance suggests someone who is intelligent, refined, sensitive to the arts, and appreciative of the good life. Ambitious and determined, he is goal-oriented. If he does not represent a person, this card indicates your own worldly ambitions and or a message concerning them. So you begin the week with a really good card that indicates good news regarding money or material goods. And the root energy for that card is the Five of Cups, which signifies that you are brooding over past wrongs, losses, disappointments, or hurts. It symbolizes a state of mind that is dwelling on a painful past and refusing to look forward to a positive future. Your unhappiness is a result of your attitude, Scorpio, which you can change. This is a card of choice. You can continue to brood over what went wrong, or you can turn around and contemplate what can go right in the future. You don't have to be miserable unless you enjoy misery. So this energy of this disappointment energy that you have going on here, that's the root energy of the first day, that's leading into the Page of Pentacles, which is going to be some good news. So I think those two cups behind you there that you're not paying attention to is going to be the Page of Pentacles good news. So don't brood over stuff. Let it go. It's not easy. And look forward to the two cups in the future. The card for day 2 for Scorpio for the fourth week of November 2024 is the Nine of Pentacles, which suggests independence from financial concerns and worries. You receive abundance from proper management in business or financial affairs. This card says you've arrived, accomplished your goals, and now feel secure. But you did get it reversed, Scorpio. So that means that your security is shaky and you may be dependent on someone else, perhaps a spouse or relative, for your financial well-being. Circumstances may have caused you to lose your independence. Figure out how to regain what you've lost. So, sorry to bring that news to you, but let's see what the root energy says. So the root energy for the card for day 2, Nine of Pentacles reverse, is the Chariot. When the Chariot appears, there is a need to be in control of competing forces, whether these are inner conflicts, people, or a situation in your life that requires you to take command to reach your goals. Like the celebrated but seldom achieved bipartisanship of government, the solution to the problem at hand is to take the middle road between the conflicting elements. You may feel unequal to the challenge of controlling the multiple factors of a given situation. But if you choose to just go with the flow and make the best of where it takes you, you will succeed, Scorpio. Once you have resolved the conflict within your own mind, even if that requires considerable struggle, you will be able to move forward. To do this, you need firm resolve, self-mastery. With a strategy determined by clear thinking and a sense of purpose, you will overcome all obstacles. Receiving the Chariot in a reading, depending on its position in the spread, is generally favorable. It indicates you have the means to triumph over all obstacles and stay the course you have set for yourself. It can also mean that assistance is on the way as a result of your own strength and determination. It may suggest you are in the process of transforming yourself and your ways of thinking and behaving to create a firm foundation from which to go forward and achieve your desires. At this time, you are keenly aware of how to use your past experience to reach a major goal, and you are in touch with deep inner resources. The wheels of the Chariot signify the ever-changing life cycles. The animals are pulling in opposite directions, and the charioteer is holding the reins taut to keep the beasts in tandem, a symbolic statement of the need to master and reconcile conflicting forces, both inner and outer. At a literal level, the Chariot relates to travel and transportation. It could mean changing your mode of transport, such as buying a new car or traveling by rail or some other form of wheeled vehicle. And you got it up right. And this is the root energy. So it says victory is assured. Things are moving fast and transition is occurring rapidly. You are holding things together successfully, uniting opposite energies to stay on track. This is a situation where you are completely, totally involved, and happily so. Whatever task is at hand can be accomplished, though the pace is faster than usual. You are attuned to the rhythm of it and keeping up with the changes that are happening at your job, in a relationship, or in some community or worldly involvement. You are sensitive to the minor adjustments you must constantly make to keep things going in the right direction. So that energy is feeding into the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which I think the Chariot, that energy is going to help you sort of roll over that rough part of the road, I think. Because the Nine of Pentacles reverse says you might be dependent upon somebody. So at least that energy is good energy. So for the third day, you got the Death card. I think the Death card is associated with Scorpio. The Death card in a reading rarely foreshadows a physical death. What it means is the end or death of a cycle. Whenever a stage in one's life ends, there is a need for mourning. It is only the refusal to accept that something is ending, trying desperately to hold on to what is clearly over, that causes trouble. Employing what gives importance and meaning to this card is the querent's acceptance of the change that cannot be avoided. Thus, in essence, the ultimate message of the death card is the promise that new life follows disintegration. Contrary to the grim illustration, the death card is actually positive, for it indicates a transformation for the better. It does not portend actual physical death. Usually the person is experiencing a metamorphosis of some sort, a destruction of the old, outworn circumstances that have been holding back new development. Patterns you once found workable are no longer effective, Scorpio. The old ways must be destroyed to make room for the new that is coming into being. And the root energy is the Five of Swords, which suggests the double-edged nature of the sword. One edge signifies defeat, misfortune, betrayal, and loss, and the other suggests learning to accept the boundaries we all must face and live with. Fives are about adjusting, and this five indicates you are adjusting to some kind of change brought on by distress or loss. It's an uncomfortable process, but a necessary one. Change is a part of life, and the more you resist it, the more difficult you make things for yourself. Whatever needs to be changed, your lifestyle, your philosophy, your inner beliefs about yourself, now is the time to get to work and bring those changes into your daily life. So there's a little bit of some rough energies here, Scorpio, and so you're gonna have to shift and move with the changes, but you're used to this because Scorpios have sort of a challenging life at times. So I know you can weather this storm and prepare for the future. The fourth card is the Tower. The Tower tends to strike alarm and fear into anyone in whose reading it appears. And indeed, many writers assign a fully negative meaning to this card. The Tower does not necessarily represent ruin and devastation, although its appearance usually does herald swift and dramatic change, sometimes shocking and extremely upsetting change. It is important to keep in mind that the querent, Scorpio, has usually brought the situation on him or herself by ignoring or denying that something is rotten and needs restructuring or deconstructing. Most likely, Scorpio is already well aware of a pressing need to make changes, but he or she is steadfastly refusing to take action. Then along comes a circumstance, such as losing a job or getting a divorce, having an accident, or financial setback, that forces this person to face reality. There's no question this card signifies the crumbling of an old and outworn structure. It demands that you begin to deal seriously with your life collapsing all around you instead of not addressing issues. Any number of possibilities exist. Breaking off an unsatisfactory or destructive relationship, quitting a stifling job, casting off false materialistic values, confronting long-buried issues of guilt and shame, shucking the social conventions that limit your progress, selling your over-mortgaged house and living more simply, or ridding yourself of burdensome possessions. The list is endless, but the querent, Scorpio, nearly always knows what the issue is and that he or she is imprisoned by a self-created fortress, whether for protection, safety, or from fear of facing the unknown. The message of the Tower is that you must destroy the old structures before they destroy you, so you can become free. Otherwise, they may be shattered by seemingly outside influences, which you have actually created yourself. In the wake of the chaos, a new order will grow. What was unsound will come tumbling down. You can pick and choose among the rubble to decide what is worth saving, and from that, rebuild your life in accordance with who you truly are, Scorpio. Many people interpret the Tower as representing catastrophe, but whatever disruption or adversity it heralds is for the best. The Tower represents the overthrow of false ideas and old habit patterns that need to be gotten rid of. In this sense, it is not a negative card, but a positive one. Sometimes there is indeed some kind of loss, personal or financial, but careful examination of all of the factors will generally show that the catastrophic event could have been foreseen if you had only been aware and willing to face the facts. The Tower is related to Uranus, the planet of unexpected lightning-fast events. What is destroyed in conjunction with this card has served its purpose and needs to go. And what's really interesting, Scorpio, is the root energy card for the Tower that you got is the very next card in the major arcana, the Star. The star is a universal symbol of hope. Its appearance can signal the end of the travails represented by some of the earlier cards, symbolizing that a new and happier phase of life is coming into being. We see shooting stars as harbingers of good luck. From earlier times, humans have been awed and fascinated by the star-spangled sky and the constellations. The star in a reading is like looking up at the bright starry sky on a clear night and seeing all the magnificence of the universe. It stimulates us to ponder the great potential of each and every human being for growth, inspiration, intuition, inner wisdom, and happiness. Although the star does not usually point to any specific planetary transit, as do some of the other major arcana cards, it does have a strong connection to astrology in general, for the zodiac signs relate to constellations. When the star appears in a reading, it is a good time to have your horoscope read or to begin studying astrology yourself. A gate has opened for you to new possibilities, Scorpio. This card portends good fortune, creative inspiration, spiritual growth, help from unseen forces, and wishes come true. It marks a time of fulfillment. At this time, you are experiencing a new flow of energy and self-confidence. You feel good about yourself and your place in the universe. You have arrived at a significant place for which you have been preparing yourself. You are receiving assistance both from the invisible world and from the material world. Good things are in the offing: money, possessions, love, recognition, or assistance, because you are freely flowing with the pure energy of the universe. Full of faith and trust in life and its many processes, you are setting new goals for the future and opening the door to new opportunities in your career and relationships. And so I think that basically you getting the Tower was absolutely necessary and it needed to happen. And the energies of the universe were actually behind you getting the Tower, because you have an old, outworn structure that needs to be destroyed, because in the future you're going to have something really great that you have to get rid of the outworn old structure before you can get the new great things that's coming toward you. And when the star shows up, it's advising you to, if you don't know, to learn about astrology. One of the things you can get from the Jaze store is a J spread reading that includes an astrological chart. So I recommend you go to jazeoracle.com, click on the store link, and find the reading where you get an astrological birth chart along with your J spread reading. On the 5th day, you got the Two of Wands reversed, which is an ambiguous card. It shows that a second, perhaps unexpected factor is entering into the situation at hand, something for which your plans have not allowed. There is an element of surprise, Scorpio. Sometimes this card indicates a choice must be made, which could be related to your work or a creative endeavor. And reversed, this position suggests you may be in for a surprise, perhaps a nasty one. Nonetheless, you are affirming your new self-concept, whether you have told others about it or not. Whether the surprise element portends good or bad will be indicated by the surrounding cards in the reading. If the Two of Wands appears with a court card, for example, it may mean the person the court card represents will disappoint you or make an unexpected appearance, which will change the picture. So if you look at the 7-day spread, the very next day after this day is the Queen of Wands. Whoever that person is in your life is going to make an unexpected appearance. But before we go there, let's look at the root energy. So the root energy is the world. This is the last number card of the major arcana. It represents balance and support by unseen forces and symbolizes the end of the spiritual journey begun by the Fool. To embark upon a spiritual journey is to invite unseen forces to interact with us. These creative energies manifest in many ways and often serve as guides. Guides bring us into grace and show the way. To encounter a guide, and they come in many guises, is to enter another realm, Scorpio, a place of great powers and sometimes great secrets. This realm belongs to the invisible world, although its denizens can, like angels, assume human or animal form. To interface with this world is to be impacted in a way that is life-changing. With guides, we enter a world of supreme power, not the power of the material world, but of the invisible order that supports and nourishes our world and our lives here. It is the realm of the sacred. When the world card appears in a reading, it is a signal that you have been guided to the successful conclusion of your spiritual journey. At this, the final stage, you will receive what is rightfully yours because you have earned it. Now you are and feel whole, complete. You are refreshed from your long journey and ready to begin anew at a higher level. Success in all endeavors is assured. Everything is available to you, Scorpio. Success, happiness, and harmony. All is right with the world. Whatever you do now will prosper. A career change, a move to another place, a new relationship, recognition, rewards, acclaim. This is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. You have mastered the complexities of your own inner nature and feel supported by your inner resources. This is a time of supreme self-confidence and victory. You have put your trust where it belongs, in a higher power, and you will reap the rewards. At this time, many possibilities and opportunities are available to you, and you are completely free to choose what pleases you. So, the esoteric and unseen world is what's feeding into your Two of Wands reversed, which is giving you a warning and giving you a heads up and letting you know that on day 6, you got the Queen of Wands. Socially prominent, this queen represents a woman who is in a position of authority and shines in her endeavors. She is a lioness, warm, generous, and loving. She is honorable, creative, intelligent, friendly, and mature. Her advice is well worth taking, Scorpio. She will be a loyal confidant or provide valuable assistance. A natural leader, she may be the head of a business, social, or philanthropic organization, or a political figure. If this queen does not represent an actual person, she indicates that now is a good time for you to move forward in any business or creative venture you are planning, Scorpio. If the queen represents you, she's an indication that you have the qualities within yourself that you need to succeed. So, this queen is arriving on the 6th day, so get ready, Scorpio. So the root energy that is bringing the Queen of Wands to the 6th day is the Four of Swords, which is a card of respite after the sorrow or misfortune of the 3. It represents rest and recuperation, of working on your problems quietly and with faith. You feel the need for introspection and solitude, a necessary period of aloneness and contemplation to understand what happened and why. Scorpio, you have been in pain, but now you are in the first stage of recovery, whether from emotional upheaval or physical illness. You are resting and taking the time to think things through and plan your next moves more wisely. This is the calm after the storm, and you may want to retreat from other people and the world. During this time, think, plan, and reevaluate what you have been doing before the crisis. It's time to get your inner house in order. So that energy was influencing and pouring into the 6-day card, which is the Queen of Wands. So this is somebody who could be a mother figure. It could be a female authority figure. And they're showing up and they're going to have probably some kind of interaction with you. Or it could be you turning into a different person to deal with the situations that you're going through right now. So for the 7th day, you got the 7 of Wands, which is about courage and determination. It indicates you are willing to fight for what you believe in, Scorpio, and will stand your ground. Previously, you might have fallen into complacency, but now you are ready to face challenges, Scorpio. Profit and gain come only after you have firmly held off your competition or enemies. You may be outnumbered, but your determination will win the day. You are discovering inner resources you hardly suspected you had and using them to overcome obstacles. Thus, you have the advantage and will eventually achieve success by sheer force of will and personality. And the root energy feeding into that is the 8 of Pentacles, which is a card of craftsmanship and conscientious work. It suggests developing and applying your skills in a productive manner. You know what you want and how to go about achieving it, Scorpio. Be sincere and persevere, and your efforts will succeed. A business or project will prosper as a result of refining your craft or improving your processes. A new venture augurs success because you are training yourself intensively with a clear goal in mind. You are integrating old skills into a new form, or you are adding new skills. You've tried various means of making your living, and you are now finalizing how you want to use your personal resources to fulfill your needs and expand. Your sureness of purpose guarantees success, Scorpio. Your craftsmanship will be rewarded by increased income, opportunity, and respect. Congratulations, Scorpio. That's very good energy that feeds into the 7 of Wands so that you can take your stand and defend your right to be who you are and do what you need to do. And the root card of this entire reading is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a figure with authority and power, like the Emperor, but the Hierophant's power is of a spiritual nature, whereas the Emperor's is temporal. The Hierophant's scepter symbolizes the 3 worlds, the physical, the astral, and the etheric. His free hand is held aloft in a position of blessing. Like the Emperor, he contains within himself the wisdom of spiritual calling, and like the High Priestess, the Hierophant frequently sits or stands between 2 pillars which signify the duality of matter and spirit. The Hierophant can be seen as a teacher to those who seek the keys to the sacred mysteries. The Hierophant suggests that the person has chosen a religion or philosophy with which to guide his or her life. In such a case, there is usually a great deal of loyalty to it, whatever the person's concept of God may be. Sometimes the card indicates disentangling yourself from such an association. In some organized religions, the supreme deity does not speak to the individual directly or to the general populace. Therefore, institutionalized religion makes use of human interpreters who convey the word of God, the divine will, to their followers. The Hierophant symbolizes any organized institution, be it religious, philosophical, educational, spiritual, or temporal, that exerts authority over its followers or participants, a kind of mind control. In such groups, there is always a person or a group of people who insist that their way is the only way, that theirs is the ultimate truth. Therefore, when the Hierophant appears, the idea of choice is being presented. At this stage of your spiritual development, Scorpio, you are challenged to remain a follower or to break out and find your own individual truth. This card suggests that you have the opportunity and often the desire to choose your own road to salvation, to interpret the Word of God in your own way. The Hierophant asks, will you continue to depend on an outside authority, or will you learn to think for yourself? The answer is yours alone, and there may be considerable conflict concerning the issue, but what you decide will affect the rest of your life. A traditional factor is active in your life, Scorpio, whether it is a religion, a philosophy, a social organization, or any authoritative group. You feel a great deal of loyalty to this tradition or group and find it supportive. You choose to live in accordance with the beliefs you share with the group or organization. You may aspire to become a leader, or you may have a close relationship with the leader. This group or tradition serves you in many ways. Inspirationally, as a teacher, as emotional support. There may also be a judgmental quality involved. You are expected to follow a certain set of beliefs, and if you fail, you are called to account. So that was the energy, the root energy of the entire reading, Scorpio. So it looks like to me it will be a tough week. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you, Scorpio, but Scorpio's lives aren't necessarily the easiest lives to live. I know I have some Scorpio in my astrological makeup, but it looks like there are outworn structures and outworn things that need to be destroyed. So the tower that you built, that we all build, the tower that you built, Scorpio, has to come down, and you're going to have to deal with someone who possibly would be involved with financially supporting you. But at the same time, you have skills that you can use to help you stand your ground. This could be taking place in a workplace. This could be in your personal life. I'm not sure. It's such a broad range of beings out there who are receiving this reading. But I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure you will succeed. You will bounce back. You will succeed, and you will start to build the new structure in your life after the rubble is gone. So I just want to thank you for liking, subscribing, watching, sharing. Please tell everybody you know about my channel. And I also have a website, jazeoracle.com. There's a store link on there that leads to the Jaze Oracle store. I have some readings that you can choose from, and so please take a look at that. And if you need a reading, or you want a reading, go ahead and order one. Thanks again, and congratulations on all the positive things I'm sure you can get out of this reading, and make sure you're prepared for all the other things that are in here that you need to know about. Thank you. See you next time.